Madeline, is it true that your boyfriend is a doctor? I was hearing that from a few of the other workers today.
Ruby, you heard about that from them?
I knew it was true then. What is with this, gosh dang it? I love to gossip about other people's love lives. So, next time when you go out telling people, make sure to include me. I'm sure you weren't trying to hide any of this from me, right?
Well, no, but this isn't something that everyone in the whole company needs to hear about.
Huh? Why not, though? You have a boyfriend who's a doctor now, making your future very safe. You should be going around the office bragging about something like that, right?
Well, I'm sure that my boyfriend's a very amazing man and all that, but I don't think he's the kind of guy that I need to be bragging about here.
Huh? What the heck? You telling me that you're trying to be some modest woman now? If I were you, I'd be bragging every which way around here. So, where did the two of you end up meeting?
You could call him a friend of one of my friends from college. They were nice enough to introduce me to him and such.
What? I should have known you had someone to show you to him. But man, I don't have anyone around me that could show me to some kind of doctor who wants to date. Everyone in my group is below me.
Well, I'm sure that not many people are friends with doctors on such close levels. If you keep thinking that everyone's below you, you'll miss the right man for you, right?
Huh? What the heck? Are you trying to act like my mom right now, telling me crap like that? Well, good for you. You have yourself a doctor for a boyfriend now. You feel like you're above me now, so of course you'd try to give me some insight.
I'm not trying to act above you or anything. I'm just trying to recommend that you treat those in your group with a bit more respect. And if you do that, instead of saying they're below you, you might have a better chance at finding someone to date. I think you're the only one that's acting above everyone else now.
What? There's no way. I know that the truth is you have to have amazing people around you to introduce you to even more amazing people. Right? And since I need myself someone amazing to show me around, can you introduce me to your boyfriend?
Huh? What do you mean by that?
I mean exactly what I said. Introduce me to your boyfriend. Then he will be able to show me to one of his single doctor friends.
Oh, that's what you mean.
What? Did you get all worried there for a second? Were you getting scared that I might come and steal your boyfriend from you? Stop that, please. I would never do something like that to anyone.
That doesn't seem very authentic of you, though.
Does this mean you're talking about Allie? Well, about that, it just happens that her boyfriend fell in love with me. I didn't do anything to take him from her.
Is that so? I'm sorry, but I don't really trust you on that one yet. Well, it's over now, so I shouldn't ask you any more about it.
Anyway, show me to your boyfriend, please. I only have so much time left before I need to get married, okay?
Hold on, though. Whatever happened with you and Allie's ex? Weren't you dating him?
I'm over him now. He wasn't making that much money compared to a lot of other people. And I just never saw him getting anywhere else in life. So, I want to find someone better to jump onto.
What? That right there is terrible, Ruby. After taking her boyfriend from her, you just went and dumped him after a few months? And saying that you want to jump onto someone else now? Don't you think that what you've done has caused a lot of harm for others already?
Why are you asking me all of these things? Wait, was she some kind of friend to you? Well, I'll just tell you now that I didn't mean anything bad by doing that. This is a world where love is the most powerful emotion, right? If she wanted to keep him around with her, then maybe she should have tried harder to show her love for him, right?
I'm not saying anything like that. I just think that what you've done to someone like her was not okay. And that I feel bad now that you didn't even hold on to her ex afterwards.
You're kind of crazy, Madeline. You're a bit scary as well. If you keep talking like that about other people's situations, you're going to die young. I can see already that you're stressing over things like that. And those wrinkles on your face aren't receding anytime soon. So be careful.
Whatever. Either way, I am not showing my boyfriend to you. Just try your best to go out and find a high-level man that you think would be interested in you.
Huh? Well, if you say so. All right. I'll do everything in my power to find my high-level man. Now that I think about it, are you okay, Madeline? There hasn't been anything else upsetting you, right? I think by this point you can say something to the police about him.
Please do. Allie, you've been worried about me? Thank you. But look, I'm feeling a lot better now. He's started to slow down a bit recently, so I think I can begin to relax again.
Is that so? Thank goodness. But make sure not to be negligent of what he can do. You've already started to get ready to move into your man's house now, right?
Yeah, I've already gotten everything packed up. I actually plan to move to his place tomorrow.
That fast, huh? Perfect. If you have anything you need my help with, just ask. I have a lot of time on my hands, so I can be there anytime. Like tomorrow, I can be over there right after work to help out.
Thank you. I'm sure if I have anything for you, I'll ask. When I do, you'd better be here.
Sure thing.
Also, now that we're talking a bit here, there's something else I should mention. Ruby was at the bus stop that I get off at normally a few days ago.
Why the hell is she going to your bus stop now? Please don't tell me that she's really trying to get to your boyfriend that badly.
Well, I think that's what she's been up to.
But why does she know about your boyfriend? I thought everyone was keeping that a secret from her.
Well, apparently a week ago she was listening in on a conversation that a couple of other workers were having, and she was able to hear something about him.
Wait, what? What the hell is wrong with her? Does she not have anything else she could be doing besides stealing people's boyfriends? She needs to learn to go out and find a man of her own instead of taking ours.
She really does. And what do you think she said to me back then? She told me that love is the strongest emotion in the world, but she never seems to have it herself.
The hell does she think she's talking about? She's probably never loved someone in her life, that thieving whore.
Exactly. But at least after what she'd done to you, you found yourself a better man and are happy, right?
That's right. I'm very happy now with my new boyfriend. And that's why I don't give a crap about Ruby or my screwed-up ex. But hearing that she's still trying to steal other people's boyfriends just makes me feel all angry inside again.
Well, I can understand that. But to be honest, your ex is also very lucky, because after being stolen from you by her, she ended up leaving him as well.
What the heck? Oh, thank goodness for that. I'm sure that in my ex's case, he wasn't really into her anyway either. And was more or less just bored with me and wanted to try something different. That's how a lot of men are. And why they are stolen by that freak so easily. I should really thank Ruby, actually, for taking that guy out of my life.
Right? Any man that's able to slip up and be taken away that easily is far too dangerous to keep around. And that's probably why Ruby has gotten so far invested in her game, is because there are a lot of men willing to jump ship for her out of boredom. But what's crazy is that she seems to do it out of jealousy more than actual love.
Oh, she's just that type of idiot girl. She keeps that game up, she'll never truly be happy with whatever man she's with. All the men she ends up taking are cruddy themselves. Listen to me dissing Ruby and my ex like this.
But you're right about what you're saying. That ex of yours, just like a lot of other men, really did seem like the type to mess around with other women.
Jeez.
She asked me to introduce her to my boyfriend. But do you actually think I'd do something like that with the history she has?
Who would ever introduce their boyfriend to her? That's just her way of getting ready to steal him from you, right? But I know that your boyfriend isn't the type to leave you for her.
I doubt he would. He's seen a lot of women like her that are all into men's money, but he hates all of them.
In this day and age, there are all kinds of women like Ruby, actually, that are only into men for their money.
Right? They might all look cute, but everyone knows their goals.
I guess Ruby really is the type to keep on stealing other men because those who actually have money will never settle for her. And if they did, I wonder what would happen.
Well, anyway, if something between her and I happens again, I'll let you know.
Madeline, were you planning on getting married to your boyfriend? In other words, you and him are engaged?
What are you talking about right now? Ah, you're right. He and I are engaged to one another, but we only just got engaged recently, so...
Is that so? Well, then I'm seriously sorry about what's happened. I might have accidentally stolen another man again.
Huh? What are you really talking about here?
Well, I've just gotten engaged to the man you've been together with. I really am a pain in all you guys' butts now, aren't I? I've once again gone and stolen another man from you older women at work. I'm so sorry.
Huh? What are you actually going on about right now, Ruby? I really don't think you've stolen my man from me.
I understand the feeling of not wanting to grasp the scary reality that's in front of you. But him and I are going to have a gorgeous wedding that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm jumping for joy right now thinking about it.
This isn't about me grasping reality or not.
But this is the truth, so you're going to have to get real about it. And so I'll tell you once more. I'm sorry, but I've stolen your doctor fiancé from you. But I am thankful that an old woman like you would be willing to give him to me without fighting at all.
Are you certain that that's really my boyfriend that you've taken? And actually, where did you first run into him?
I met him right in front of your house. Don't you remember running into me at the bus stop near your house when we both looked the other way from one another?
Well, you seemed pretty upset to see me back then, Ruby.
Well, after running into you like that, I thought I'd take a trip over to your house. And so I followed you home.
That right there is you telling me you're a stalker, then. Why didn't you just talk to me more if you had something to say?
Well, I just didn't want to deal with you at the time. But after following you to your house, I was able to write down where it was before going home myself. I had other plans, so I couldn't do anything on that day.
This is a really odd story. So you stalked me to find my house and then wrote down the address to come back another time? That sounds like the making of a criminal.
Don't call me something like that. But hey, because I was able to come and find your house, I was able to meet your boyfriend later on. And I heard you and him got into a fight. How awful. You kicked him out of the house and everything.
Huh? I don't ever remember a thing like that with my boyfriend, though.
Well, he was just standing there in front of your house, pacing back and forth. And so I went up to him and asked what had been happening. That's when he told me you got into a fight with him and kicked him out of the house. And right then and there, I picked him up and took him home with me.
I see what's going on now.
All I had to do was be a little kind to him, and he immediately came running after me. So now, I'll be taking him as my boyfriend. Thank you so much for giving me your fiancé and doctor.
And thank you very much as well. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, because that man was a complete bother to me.
Stop trying to be all tough about this. I'm sure that you're shocked by all of this and are finding it hard to catch a breath. Sorry. A young and beautiful woman like me can never lose to an old hag like you.
No, I'm seriously thankful for what you've done. That man has been stalking me for months now.
Huh? What do you mean?
That guy's been following me everywhere for the past few months now. I had been trying to tell the police about him, but I've had little evidence. And so I moved out of my old house and am living in my fiancé's home. Actually, it was the day of me moving into his house that he proposed to me.
Wait a second. What do you mean? I haven't ever been over to his house yet, but
That guy you're with probably doesn't even have a job right now. And if he does, he's probably working minimum wage and stalks all kinds of women daily. I think me being a bit too nice to him before is what got him so interested in me. He was the cashier at a gas station I stopped at, and maybe he's a sucker for nice women.
you're lying, right? But he's a doctor.
Did he say that? Well, that's a blatant lie. Probably just said that to get you to fall in love with him. Telling you he works an amazing job that was all too easy for him, right? Just like you'd done when you took Allie's boyfriend from her. Well, good luck, because he's been a really persistent stalker with me.
This is all lies. You're just trying to get me all worked up now because you're a sore loser, right? Him and I have already handed in our marriage paperwork to the city office and everything now. And I was planning on becoming a housewife and already told the company I quit.
Wait, what? Sucks for you. Well, I'm sure you'll know very soon if I'm telling the truth or not.
Wait. If you're actually telling the truth, then I'm actually screwed, right? I've already started talking about having a wedding with him.
Well, it's your fault for thinking you can just steal other people's boyfriends like that. But you both like to stalk other people, so I think you'll be a great couple. Maybe try your best to save up whatever money the two of you can for that expensive wedding. I hope that a whore like you gets whatever happiness is left for you after what you've done to people. After that, Madeline was able to distance herself a bit from Ruby and had an amazing wedding with her husband, and was then able to leave her job and become a housewife. There she was able to begin the dream she had always been chasing after. Never had to really look back at the past that Ruby had been trying so hard to keep her in. I'd say that this time, Madeline really did dodge the worst bullet anyone could be hit by, and she did so without even getting a scratch in the end. But as for Ruby, she was not willing to marry the stalker anymore, as she began to learn very quickly that he was going to be more than just a burden on her shoulders. Before the wedding could even begin, he was saying creepy things to Ruby, that even for a girl like her who had very little brain cells began to really turn her off, and so she ended up canceling the wedding with him. However, she wasn't going to get away without paying the cancellation fee, and so went into extreme debt with all of the loans she had to take out. And it wasn't just the cost of canceling the wedding that she had to pay either, as the stalker also asked that she pay him back for breaking their engagement promise with one another. And if she didn't, he'd make sure she never got to see the end of things between them. So it's going to be a long time before Ruby can pay off all the loans she's taken out. And I'm sure that'll keep her anchored in the hell she asked for. And as for there being anything to force both Ruby and Madeline to be around each other, there is nothing, as the both of them have left their jobs at the office, so neither one of them will ever have a chance to talk to one another anymore. Therefore, not many people really know about what's happened to Ruby after going into such terrible debt and running off. It's funny to think that she got off so much to making other women feel horrible by stealing their boyfriends, but is now feeling the worst after getting what she'd asked for. I'm at least sure that now men are no longer on the mind of Ruby, as she tries to find a way out of the hell she's fallen into. And that's okay, because no man, or woman, would ever want to have someone like Ruby chasing after them, because we all know now that she's bringing nothing but bad news with her.
Yo, old lady Kelsey, when the hell are you going to leave my brother? You're old as a rock now and still haven't given him any kids. Do you understand that you're the one holding my brother back from being a real man? I don't like to see him hanging on to such spoiled trash, so please either give him some kids, which might be impossible for you, or get lost.
Heidi, again with all of this, I told you this before. The two of us are not going to get a divorce. And when it comes to having kids, the way you talk about it is rude. I'm very sure that if things like having kids or not were a big deal to him, he would have made that a lot clearer to me before we'd gotten married.
I feel so bad for my brother, though. He had to marry someone as defective as you. If he'd just gone with someone half his age, he would be better off and happy. But all he has now is a grandma that doesn't do anything besides work all day.
Hey, do you not realize how rude you're being to me? I know you've been against me for a while, but we're both adults here and should keep to ourselves if we don't want anything to do with the other rather than start something. And by the way, when it comes to having kids, the one who you should be having a problem with isn't me, but rather your older brother. We've told everyone in the family now that we are still going through infertility treatments, right?
Is that how you're going to pass off your problems? There's no way that my brother has problems making kids. It's always been the woman that has the issues, right? And I'm sure that this is all due to you being old and worn out now.
That is not the problem here, though. I get that you don't want to accept reality because you're so in love with your brother, but being this rude and aggressive towards me needs to end.
Huh? And don't say that kind of nasty stuff. What does me loving my brother have to do with you being a defect? I'm not having problems accepting reality either.
You're not? Because right now it seems like you've made a world of your own to escape the truth of this world.
I feel that you're getting the wrong idea here, so I'll tell you straight. Even though you're married to my brother, you'll always be an outsider. I never thought of you as my family, and I never will. So stop trying to act like you're so close to me when you aren't.
All right, I get that. But I am still married to your brother, and he and I are family and plan to grow it. So I'd rather you not talk bad about us and be nice.
Huh? Shut up. You're gross. Are you saying all of this because you're that old? I'm sorry, but you're never going to have a family with my brother.
You call me old and all that, but I'm still in my early 30s. I don't think this is the correct age for you to be calling me a grandma or anything close to that.
Well, I'm in my early 20s. And to me, a woman that's only just gotten married in her 30s is garbage, right? How the hell did you even get my brother to start liking you?
When he saw that I was working very hard in my career, he fell in love with me and told me just that. Of course, I did spend a lot of my younger years working, but now that I have him in my life, I'm a very happy woman.
And of course you are. Who wouldn't be happy being married to my brother? But the fact that you got to marry him without ever getting my permission first?
The only reason you're upset is because you've somehow chosen to hate me. Even your parents like me more than you do. But you are the only one in the family that seems to have something out for me. I remember when your brother had first brought me over saying I was his girlfriend. You were so cold to me and never spoke a word to me.
So you're going to blame me for hating you because you don't understand your own problems? If you were an actual decent woman, I'd be all right with you. Well, it doesn't matter what you go on about anyway, as I don't have the attention span to listen to an old hag.
Is that so? All right then. I've always been aware of you hating me, but recently you've really gone and made it clear to me. Is this all because I'm married to your brother now?
Huh? And that has nothing to do with this. I guess I just feel that after I get married, you're only going to get worse around me, acting like you know everything. So that's why right now I'm trying to prevent you from being a pain in my butt.
I knew it. I am not trying to do anything bad over here. I just wanted to be married to your brother and start a wonderful family with him. So you really don't have to worry about me heckling you all the time because I have my family to focus on.
You talking like you're my older sister is really freaking annoying. The only person that I see as my sibling is my brother. I'll never accept you as my sister-in-law, okay?
I know that already. If you keep saying that over and over to me, you're really going to piss me off, so please stop.
Well, that's what I want to happen, actually. Awesome, I'm finally starting to dig deeper into you. Well, if you're getting annoyed with me, don't you think it's a good time to leave my brother? You hate having a little sister like me, right?
I'm not getting a divorce over something like that. I guess no matter what I tell you, it's useless. Well, go ahead and do as you please.
Good work today, Kelsey. As for the next meeting that's been planned for everyone within the company, we are going to move forward with what's on the schedule. If you have anything to say about it, please let me know.
All right, thank you. I think continuing things the way they are is okay. And this time, your cousin will be there as well, right? So please don't feel as though you need to ask me before going ahead with the plans.
Thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to this. I hope that this will really improve everyone within the company.
Right now I'm having a look at everyone coming to the meeting. This Fred Sanders is your cousin, correct? I need to make sure to go greet him myself.
And that would make myself and Fred very happy. Fred respects you very much, and that's why he would really like to work a long time within your company.
No, that's great to hear and all, but he has to bring the right tools to the table and show me that he's willing to work.
Of course! But you said it yourself that you're wanting to take some time and be back home with your family, correct? Back when you drank a bit at that party.
Well, that's the truth, actually. But for the time being, it'll be a distant hope of mine. Just know that I'm not going to be stepping down from my position.
That's great to hear. I know it's a troubling task to have to balance both work and home. And I'm still wondering if you've become more distant from your sister-in-law. I heard that things between you two have been rough.
Well, about that. She's planning to get married soon, but if I were to come to her wedding, she'd definitely cut ties with me. Well, her parents and my husband don't really mind that happening, though, and actually I think it'd be a good thing for us.
Huh? She's getting married now? I never thought someone with her personality would ever be able to land a man willing to tie the knot with her.
Actually, I was thinking the same thing. Crazy that there's someone in this world that actually likes her back. When she introduced him to the family, she spoke to me with such a terrible tone. But somehow that didn't seem to faze him at all.
That's wild. But the fact that he's willing to marry her is a great thing, and I'm thankful for that. She'll finally have something to keep her busy, like making a family with him. And that'll be the perfect time for you both to cut ties.
Right? And now that we're talking about it, there's something funny I've noticed. Regarding the people on this list, there's someone here that has the same name as her fiancé.
What? Are you sure? There's no way that could be a coincidence, right? Who is it?
A man by the name of Josh Fletcher? I'm sure that it's just someone who happens to have the same name.
No, I think there's a real chance he is her fiancé. What will you do? If he is the real man.
Well, if that's actually the case, then I'll have a good laugh at first.
Well, it would be pretty funny if he's actually going to be marrying her. I want to believe it. The relationship being in close proximity to you would really be a game changer.
Sure would be. Well, I'll let you know if that's really him and what happens after. Make sure to hope for it, though.
Will do. I'll be going now.
Have a good day, and thank you.
What? Have you really come to my wedding? What the hell do you think you're doing? I never even asked for you to be at this wedding.
You can say that, but I'm still your family. And I'm not here today, though, to shove that in your face. In terms of why I'm actually here, it's only to see the wedding, and that's it.
Do you not understand English or something? Why would I ever invite you to my wedding when you're just some old hag? For what reason did you really come today, Grandma? There's no seat for you here, so get out, please.
Hey, Heidi. I think I've had enough of you. You and I are done.
Huh? What are you talking about? Have you finally gone off the deep end, you rotten apple?
This is your husband, Josh. And I have come to see my CEO and speak with her. And while I was talking with her, you happened to send her some very inappropriate messages. And my CEO, Kelsey, was kind enough to show them all to me.
Huh? Wait, what are you saying? Is this really you, Josh? Why would you be using my sister-in-law's cell phone right now?
After seeing what you've been saying to her, I asked to borrow her phone so that I could speak with you. And from what I've seen come out of your deranged head, I want you to come and apologize to her right now.
Huh? And I have no idea what's going on right now. Can you tell me what's actually going on right now?
Heidi, this is me again. I just got my phone back from Josh. I'll be explaining everything to you now.
What the hell are you talking about? Why are you and Josh acting like you know one another so well?
Well, the company that Josh was accepted into happens to be the company that I run.
Huh? You're kidding me, right? Wait, You've been a CEO? For real?
And it makes sense that you're only learning about that now. Back when I'd gone to your parents' house to introduce myself and tell you all my career, you spilled hot tea all over my lap and then ran off. And you were never then able to hear about who I am and what I do.
Well, I'm sure that something like that happened a while back. Wait, you haven't actually been showing Josh everything I've sent to you, right?
Oh, I have been. Right now he's standing next to me, looking like a ghost after all he's read. I've heard from him that you talked all sorts of trash about me before to him and that you planned on cutting ties to me after the wedding, right?
I did.
Well, don't worry, because that's what I'm planning to do as well. So hey, let's cut all ties right now. I feel that at the point we're at now, that's really the only option.
Well, that's fine by me. But that also means you'll be divorcing my brother right now, right?
Nope. I've been having a wonderful time being your brother's wife. We would never think of splitting up just to please his bratty little sister. Really, we're just going to be cutting ties with you.
Huh? I'm not okay with that now, actually. I meant that you leave my whole family when I said I'd cut ties with you.
But in your case, you'll be out of your family's house once you're married. The only one getting kicked out of the family will be you, right?
Why would I? Shut up, you old outsider.
You really can't stop talking. Well, don't worry, because I've thought about that as well. If you're going to keep trying to stay around my family, then I'm going to cut ties with your husband as well and fire him from the company.
Huh? Wait, why? That has nothing to do with us, right?
Oh, it has a whole lot to do with us. Your husband is going to be working for me. You wouldn't want that, right?
That and this are two completely separate topics, though. Josh is so happy to have a job there right now. He is going to have a really good salary there, and I'll be able to become his housewife soon as well. Our marriage will be perfect as long as he has that job.
That sounds too good to be true, don't you think? I'd really want to cut ties with me, but you also want your husband to work for me?
But if he continues to work there for you, you'll one day give him your role and he'll get the company, right? So I think we can stay a family for a little while longer.
What? Who do you think you are? You've told me so many times that you hate me. And after the amount of times I've had to deal with you, why would I ever make your husband the next CEO, allowing you to have a wonderful life?
I get it. I don't want things to get out of hand. You're more than welcome to be at the wedding today, but just make sure to make Josh the next CEO.
Hold on, what are you talking about, Heidi? You're asking for him to be the next CEO when I'm considering having him fired right now? You know that after this, you and I will never see one another again. So you should be happy that I'm covering all my bases.
But that's taking things way too far. What did Josh ever do to deserve this?
He married someone like you, is what he did. He doesn't seem to be smart enough to choose a good wife for himself. Do you think you can live a happy life married to him after this?
There's no way you can do that.
There's always the possibility that if you were to divorce Josh and come to me right now asking for forgiveness on your hands and knees, I let him keep his job. But just a second ago, you made it seem pretty clear that you would be fine without me around. Well, it doesn't matter now because I've already made up my mind to cut ties with you. So I don't care what happens to you both.
You're kidding me, right? I was so happy to finally have the chance to be a housewife. Oh, my life is going to be ruined.
Well, that's all thanks to your horrific attitude. Right now, Josh is pretty furious with you. I think by the way he's talking about you, your marriage to him won't last much longer. Your time is fleeting away very quickly, so you'd better get to work on changing your personality and making things right with him. After that, Josh was like a ticking time bomb ready to blow at any moment, and he called for Heidi to come and see him. And just as she walked up to him, he punched her square in the face, and things had become a whole lot more severe. This wasn't any small punch either, and it ended up giving her an instant black eye. And she was on the ground cold for a minute at least. And before Josh could do anything else, there were men that rushed to restrain him and keep him from doing any more harm to himself or her. The police were called to the wedding, where they ended up taking the both of them into custody as they needed to question the both of them on what had been going on inside their heads. And following this, their marriage went down the drain in no time. Of course, everyone in the family was also fed up with Heidi, and as she sat there playing the victim and asking for help, They all left and cut ties with her. But I'm sure that she'll be getting the help she needs in no time while she's in court having to fight Josh over what had happened to her and what had caused him to do such a thing. You can really only call this justice served after the way her ego got the best of her and made her say and do terrible things to Kelsey. And I'm sure that wherever Kelsey is now and whatever she's doing at this point, she'll be laughing for days to come about how Heidi ended up laying flat on the ground after all she'd done. Let's just all hope that she'll never have to see Heidi again, and that wherever Heidi's poor choices lead her, they don't lead her right back to Kelsey.
Hey, Tiffany, are you there? Can you talk right now? I just heard that you fell down the stairs at home. Is that true? You okay? What happened?
I'm not okay at all, Roscoe. It's just horrible. Didn't you read any of the messages that I sent you about this? I don't even know what to think right now. I'm just so sad and crushed, and it's just awful. Roscoe, I don't know how else to say this, so I'll just come out and do it, but I had a miscarriage. Our baby is gone. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say, and I hate to tell you over text like this, but I think you deserve to know right now. I'm sorry. I couldn't do more to protect it.
Oh, right. Yeah, I heard about that. It's really sad for sure. But you're okay, right? Did you break anything or sprain or twist anything like that? I mean, if you didn't, then I think that this is all kind of a good thing. I'm just glad to hear that you weren't more seriously injured by falling down so many stairs. It's honestly the biggest relief to me.
Roscoe, are you serious? How can you react like that to the information that I just gave you? I mean, I just told you that we had a miscarriage and that we weren't going to be having this baby anymore. Don't you care about that at all? Doesn't that upset you? How is that all you have to say to me?
Geez. I knew I should have just waited to ask about how you were doing when I got home. I figured you would try and stir up some drama and get into a fight with me. You're always acting like this, you know? I just don't even know how to deal with you when you get like this, Tiff.
Excuse me? Are you saying that I'm annoying you right now? How could you say something like that to me at a time like this? You're just awful. What is the matter with you? Can't you tell how upset I am about what happened?
So what? So you fell down the stairs. It happens to everyone. But it's not like it's the end of the world or anything like that. So can you please just calm down and try not to act all pissy towards me? It wasn't like I pushed you down them or anything like that. I don't get why you think you get to take out your frustration with me when I really have nothing to do with this at all. If you're upset, then be upset at yourself for being such a klutz, okay?
I don't even know what to think right now. How could I even respond to something like that? Are you really serious about this? Is that all you have to say to me? That it's my fault and that I'm overreacting right now? And I'll have you know that I didn't just fall down the stairs because I'm clumsy. It was actually your mom that pushed me down the stairs. This is all her fault. She's the reason I miscarried and could have been seriously injured. Don't you get that?
Oh, come on, Tiff. You can't keep shifting blame like this. You're just being absolutely ridiculous now. I mean, do you really think that I'd buy that my mom would do something like that to you? Come on, get real. There's no way she would ever do that.
What are you talking about, Roscoe? I've told you how mean your mom has been to me in the past. She's always bullying me and putting me down, and this time she actually pushed me down the stairs. She caused me to fall and have a miscarriage. My own mother-in-law did that to me. Can you believe it? How can you try and put the blame on me when I wasn't even the one who made myself fall down the stairs? Your mom committed a crime. She assaulted me, and you're acting like I'm being hysterical or something?
Jeez. Can we just change the subject or something, please? I really just don't want to talk about this at all. I mean, who cares why you fell down the stairs? The point is that you did fall. But it's all over now. So trying to blame others for what happened to you is just pointless. Let me know when you've calmed down and we can try and talk about this a little more, okay? But I'm not going to stand for you accusing my mom of pushing you down the stairs when you don't have a shred of proof for what you're saying. So just take a breath, calm down, and chill out. If anything, you probably had a miscarriage because you couldn't calm yourself.
Roscoe, are you even listening to me at all? How can you even say that to me? What is the matter with you? Okay, fine, I understand. Be that way. But know that I am not done with this by a long shot. Your mom is not going to get away with this.
Hey, I said cut that out, okay? I'm your husband, and you're going to do as I say, or else you are going to have more than falling down the stairs to worry about, got it? If you don't want me to leave you, then you'll leave my mom out of this. Do you understand me?
You'd really leave me over this? Okay, fine then. You'll hear back from me again when I've calmed down.
So anyways, I guess it seems like the doctors are saying that my mom is never going to get out of that wheelchair. She's pretty much going to be stuck in that thing for the rest of her life now.
Oh, I see. So I guess your mom just finished at the doctor's office and called to tell you that then? Is that how you found out?
No, you know that I had to take her all the way to the doctor's office since she can't drive in her state and we don't have any of the attachments in the car for her to do so. Anyways, the doctor was saying that it would be best to hire a live-in nurse since my mom is already getting up there in age. But I told him that we weren't going to waste our money on something like that. So anyways, you're going to be in charge of looking after my mom from now on, got it?
Wait, what? You want me to take care of your mom now that she's wheelchair-bound for life?
Oh yeah, no duh. You think that I'm going to spend money on a nurse to eat all of our food and use up all of our money because my mom's legs don't work anymore? Get real. That is not going to happen at all. And I know that I can't ask my little brother for help with any of this since he would just use it as a way to try and get more inheritance out of my mom. I have to think ahead and make sure she stays with us so that she feels like she owes us more when she finally kicks the bucket. So anyways, that's why you're going to look after her instead. It's not like you have anything better to do at home anyways.
What do you mean I don't have anything better to do? I literally have a job that I do. I can't just look after your mom and work. You know that.
No, please. You work from home and you barely even bring in any money at all. Don't get all self-important on me now. This isn't going to work on me. You're going to take care of my mom and give her a good rest of her life. And then we are going to cash in when she dies. And I don't want to hear any whining or complaining about the miscarriage, okay? That's all behind us now. Besides, my mom is in a wheelchair for the rest of her life. You understand that, don't you? She's in a much worse spot than you were a year ago.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, I'll gladly take care of her. Don't you worry about a thing. I'll be more than happy to watch over my poor mother-in-law.
Oh, really? Well, that was a lot easier than I thought this was going to be. Well, okay then. Thanks for understanding, Tiff. I really appreciate it. I guess I'll leave my mom in your hands then. I guess you must have finally learned to let things go and quit trying to blame everyone else for your problems, huh?
Oh, yes, for sure. I would love to make sure your mom has all the care that she needs and that you don't have to lift a finger to do anything for her. In fact, I'll go out and do some shopping for things that I might need to take care of her. Just don't forget about the promise that you made me back then, okay?
A promise? What promise? I can't remember making any kind of promise, really. Unless you're talking about when we got married and we agreed that we'd help each other take care of our parents when they got older. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the promise. You remember when my dad died, right? Your mom didn't even show up to the funeral on that day. I don't think she ever even mentioned the fact that he had died to me at all.
Oh, really? Huh. Well, maybe it just slipped her mind since it was so long ago. But it's a good thing you're not holding anything against my mom anymore. That's all that really matters to me.
Oh, of course not. I would never hold anything against such a lovely woman. Yes, I would be more than happy to watch over her. Don't you worry about that, Roscoe. I'm actually really looking forward to this. It will be so nice to get to spend so much time with your mom.
What is the matter with you? Just what in the world are you thinking, huh? Why would you go and do something like that?
Oh, sorry. What are you talking about, Roscoe? I'm sure that I have no idea at all. I mean, I didn't do anything as far as I know. What on earth could you be getting at?
I'm talking about my mom, of course. I heard that she fell down a flight of stairs at home. What's the matter with you? Not only that, but she seems to have gone completely crazy. All she can talk about now is how scared she is of you. What did you do to her?
I'm not sure what you mean. If you're talking about the ambulance, though, I did call that for her after she fell, so don't worry about that. Besides, the paramedics didn't really seem to think that her injuries were even that bad for a woman her age, so she's probably lucky on that front.
Is this some kind of joke to you? What are you trying to pull here? You told me that you were going to take care of my mom, but really you were just looking for a way to get back at her? Just tell me what you did to my mom, you evil woman.
I really have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't do a thing to her at all, if you must know. I really do wish that you wouldn't just blame me for things when you don't have any proof that I did that. I mean, that's what you told me to do to your mom last year, don't you remember? You basically said those exact words to me when I fell down the stairs.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? I don't understand. Just what kind of game are you trying to play here, huh?
Anyways, like I said, I didn't even do anything, and neither did your mom last year, right? I mean, I guess we must both be just total klutzes who fell down the stairs on our own. But while we were waiting for the paramedics, I was talking to your mom about how much pain she must have been in. I told her it was okay, though. I knew exactly what she was going through, and it was really nothing to worry about at all.
Tiffany, what are you saying? What's the matter with you? Why would you do this to a poor old woman? Your chance? What chance? What are you saying?
Oh, don't go blaming me for this, Roscoe. You were the one stupid enough to let me take care of her, remember? You just texted me out of the blue and expected me to drop everything to come and help your mom, right? You didn't care at all about the past that I shared with your mom or my schedule or anything like that, right? You just thought you could dump all that responsibility on me like it was nothing. Well, all that told me was that you really didn't seem to care at all about being there for your mom, so I knew that it would be my chance.
Your chance? What chance? What are you saying? I still don't get what you're trying to tell me. You're not making any sense at all, Tiffany.
I told you that I was going to get my revenge on your mom, didn't I? I told you that I wasn't going to let her get away with what she did to me last year. Did you really think that I was going to let all the horrible things she said and did be water under the bridge? I was just biding my time and waiting for you all to lower your guards until I had my moment to strike and take my revenge.
Hold on a second. What are you talking about? I thought that you said you didn't do anything to my mom. What is this? What is going on? I want answers right now.
I think that you have all the answers that you need already, Roscoe. You just have to put the pieces together.
But I still don't understand. Why are you talking like this? Why are you being so scary? I never seen this side of you before. You aren't you. And what have you done with my wife? Why would you do this to your mother-in-law? I mean, was this all really just about some petty little revenge that you wanted to take out on my poor mom? That's sick, you know that?
I told you what your mom did to me, and you weren't listening to a word of it. I'm your wife, and I thought I could go to you with my problems and trust you, but you betrayed me. Not only did you not listen to me, you told me that all I was doing was whining and that I shouldn't accuse your mom of something I had no evidence of. In fact, I don't think you've ever taken my side once in anything since you and I got married. So this isn't just a revenge plot against your mom. It's revenge against you, too.
Tiffany, you're scaring me. Why are you acting like this? Are you okay? Did you hit your head or something? I mean, I really have never seen you act or talk this way. What's wrong? You're really starting to freak me out now.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Am I scaring you right now? I certainly didn't mean to make you uncomfortable if that's what's going on. I'm just telling you about how I've been feeling for the past year towards you and your horrible mother. And even though you knew deep down how I felt about this, you still asked me to watch over her. You really don't even care enough to look after your own mother after she was told she was going to be in a wheelchair for life? How can you live with yourself as her son? Why are you pretending to care now when you never gave a damn this whole time?
But I had no idea that you were still so mad about last year. You told me that you didn't have any ill feelings toward my mom at all. I thought that you have gotten over it. I would have never asked you to do this if I knew you were still so bitter.
I told you a year ago that I wouldn't let your mom get away with this. I told her that I would make her pay, and you thought I wasn't being serious. She made me lose my pregnancy. Don't you realize how upset and angry that made me? Oh, wait a second. Of course you didn't. You barely even reacted when I told you that I wasn't pregnant anymore. I don't think you said a word about it to me at all when you asked me about my fall. All you did instead was put me down and treat me like an idiot.
I didn't think that's what I was doing, though. I was just trying to tell you to calm down is all. I really had no idea that you were going to take things the wrong way and lash out like this.
Oh, please, don't even try to twist this back around on me. You've been doing this for years now. You always dump all the hard work and difficult tasks on me to do while you go out and live your life and do whatever you want. I have waited and waited for this chance to present itself, and you are the one who served it to me. Never forget that.
Wait, hold on. Tiffany, please. You're really starting to freak me out now. I mean, did you actually do this to my mom or not? I need you to tell me right now. You can't just say all this creepy stuff to me.
You know, after your mom pushed me down the stairs the first time, I was nervous that she would do it again, so I had hidden cameras installed in our house.
You what? What do you mean by that? What does that mean that you had hidden cameras installed in our house? You mean like cameras that nobody would... You had those put in our house. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. But you know what the funniest part about that is? I caught something rather unexpected on those hidden cameras I had installed in our house. You do know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I caught on those cameras that I had installed in our house that you had no idea about, don't you?
Hold on a second. Just where did you end up installing this hidden camera inside of our house? I want to know what rooms you put these cameras inside of. Why did you even install hidden cameras inside our house in the first place? What is the matter with you?
You seem to be freaking out quite a bit about this little revelation about the hidden cameras inside the house. I guess that must mean that you know what I'm talking about then. Do you care to try and guess as to what it is that I happened to see when I checked the footage of the cameras?
Please, Tiffany, you don't have to do this. I don't get why you're being so scary right now.
You know, that's exactly what your mom said to me too. Right before she... Let's still just keep calling it a fall. Down the stairs.
What do you mean? What did you do to my mom? Just tell me already.
I told you already, Roscoe. I didn't do anything at all. I just watched as your mom tumbled, and when she hit the ground, I asked her how she felt. After that, I made sure to call the ambulance and wait for them.
But I thought that you were looking forward to being with my mom and spending more time with her, right? That's what you told me. You said that you were happy that you were going to take care of her.
I was only happy because I knew that this would finally be my chance to do what I needed to do. You should have seen the look on your mom's face when I told her that you asked me to look over her. She was shaking in her little wheelchair, and I couldn't help but laugh right in her face. I imagine she probably felt the way you do now, but I don't get what there is to even be scared of. Anyways, now that I've dealt with your mom, it's time for me to deal with you too, Roscoe.
Tiffany, no, please, don't do this. I know that what my mom did was wrong, okay? She should never have treated you the way that she did. I'm sorry for not listening to you more, but you have to forgive me. I really didn't mean for any of this to happen at all. Please, I realize that what I did was wrong.
You really want me to forgive you? Just why would I do that to a filthy, no-good cheater, huh?
What do you mean? You know about that? Is that what all of this is about? Because we can talk about that if that's what you're upset about.
That's only a part of what this is about, but I have all the proof that I need of you on those hidden cameras in the home. You really just thought that you could treat me however you wanted to, didn't you? Well, I hope you realize that you're not getting away with anything either.
Okay, fine, I admit it, I cheated. Just please forgive me. It'll never happen again, I swear.
You expect me to believe that after how long you've been cheating on me? I would never, ever give you a second chance. In fact, I'd say that I've already given you plenty of chances. So here's what's going to happen. I will hold on to this proof of you cheating on me, and you and I are going to sign divorce papers.
You can't be serious about this. You really want a divorce?
That's right. And then I never, ever want to hear from you or your mother ever again, or else I will be back, and you will not like what I do next.
But that means I would have to live with my mom, and I would hate to do that. She can be so annoying.
Oh, trust me, I know all about that. But there is a much worse fate waiting for you if you don't do as I say.
Right. Okay then. You win.
After that, Roscoe and I got a divorce. We didn't bother with alimony or splitting our things in half. I took what was mine and left him what was his. Even though the injuries to his mom weren't terrible, she did need full-time nursing, and Roscoe had no choice but to hire someone. Before long, he was bleeding money from the expensive service, and his mental health was declining. I heard from mutual friends that he lost his job and that he had to move him and his mom to a tiny apartment where they live together now. As for me, I moved to a different city, changed my name, and started a brand new life far away from Roscoe and his horrible mother. As long as I never have to see them again, I will never, ever regret the things I've done.
Hey, Mom, are you there? I just really wanted to say that we were really grateful for you making it to our wedding. I'm really sorry that we hardly had any time to talk about anything at the wedding itself. It was one of the best, most happiest days of my entire life. And it still all feels like such a blur when I stop to think about it.
Oh, Max, you have no idea how proud I was just to see you standing up at the altar. I know how busy you were the whole day. It took me back to when I got married, too, but don't you worry about not talking to me more. I know how much you must have had on your mind, son. For the record, though, I thought the wedding was just fantastic and really lovely. I was so happy that I could be there for you.
It really makes me so happy to hear you say those things, Mom. Thank you again so much. I also just wanted to let you know that I was going to take off some time next month from work so that I could visit home and we can spend more time together.
Oh, Max, you don't have to go and do something like that just for me, you know. I mean, you've just gotten married. I'm sure that you're still so busy. Not to mention the fact that you probably want to spend more time with Laura, don't you? I wouldn't mind at all if you went and spent some time with her and her family before you took the time to come and talk with me.
But, Mom, your birthday is coming up soon. Do you really think that I would ever want to miss something like that? It's no trouble at all.
You even remembered my birthday? Oh, I'm just amazed at how lucky I am to have you as a son sometimes. Thank you so much for saying something. Even I sometimes forget when my birthday is even. I pay so little attention to it.
Well, you know that I would never forget something as important as my mom's birthday. I mean, I do always help you celebrate every single year, don't I? Normally, Toby and I are always sending out a birthday card that we both signed. But I think this year you're going to be getting one from Laura and I instead.
You know that you really don't have to go and send me something. I know that you remember my birthday, and that's enough for me. Besides, I'm already so old and have had enough birthdays. You don't need to worry about an old lady like me.
Don't be silly, Mom. You're my mother. And I want to let you know just how grateful I am to have you in my life. I mean, you raised Toby and I as a single mother. And now that I'm an adult, I can really start to realize just how difficult that must have been. But I want you to know that I'll never ever forget what you did for us in the family, and that I'll always be there for you.
Max, I really am just so proud of you, son. Thank you so, so much. But I also want you to know that I hope you don't think you have to do this to be a good son to me. I want you to know that the best thing you could do for me is to live a long and happy life with a family of your own. That's all I've ever wanted for you.
Well, don't go talking as if you're not long for this world either. You still have plenty of years ahead, and I plan on doing all that I can to make them fulfilling for you. And so you better look forward to your birthday this year, okay? I'm not sure if I'll actually be able to see you on the day since it's a weekday, but I will see you soon after that, and we'll go out and celebrate then.
Please, Max, I am telling you that you really don't have to go through the trouble just for me. You just worry about finding enough time in your schedule for me, but don't go forcing yourself to make a visit to me if it's too difficult. You're married with a wife now, and you need to make sure that you're spending enough time with her as well, okay? I know that I'm your family too, but you have responsibilities, and I won't be the reason why you step away from them.
Okay, Mom, you're right. And I really appreciate you always giving me good advice like that, by the way. Anyways, you'll be hearing from me soon, okay? Looking forward to seeing you when I do.
I'll look forward to it, but just don't push yourself too much. I know that you're busy with your job, so make sure you're focusing on that as well. And don't forget that you're married now, too. You can't just be working overtime all the time now. You have to spend some time with your new wife.
Oh, I think that Laura's going to be just okay now with how things are, actually. She's wanted to be a housewife for a while now, and I think she's happy to have her chance. If I'm being honest, she still has a long way to go in terms of being able to actually take care of the house well, but I know that she's trying, and that's all that matters to me. The only thing is that she doesn't quite seem to have budgeting and now how to spend smartly down just yet, but we're working on it.
Well, if that's the case, then make sure that you spend enough time with Laura so that you two can communicate about that, okay? Even if you've known the person for a long time, marrying them can still present a lot of new changes and challenges, and it's important to approach those as a couple.
So if you're having money problems, make sure that you're patient enough with Laura to explain to her what you want in a way that she can understand and contribute to as well, okay?
Of course, Mom, and I really appreciate your input. Those are all important things to keep in mind when moving ahead. I don't think we've really gotten upset with each other about it yet, but I'll remember to keep a cool head. I think we just need to talk about some spending habits is all.
Well, that makes sense. Just remember that you two have never lived together before, right? So before, you really only had to worry about earning and spending for yourself, but now that you're a family, there's the two of you plus the future to think about. She might just need some time to adjust to all of this.
You're absolutely right, Mom. This is all really good advice for me, and I won't let it go to waste. Thanks so much for listening to my problems and for giving your input. I'll be talking to Laura about all that you said here.
That's my boy. I'm sure that you two will be just fine, okay? Now, you go and have a nice rest of your night.
Hi there, Mom. I'm just messaging you right now to wish you a very happy birthday. I'm sorry that I'm sending this message so late, but I had a rushed morning and then was at work for a long time. I just got out of the office now, so that's why I'm sending the message at this time. By the way, did the birthday package from Laura and I arrive at your house?
Yes, it did arrive.
Oh, that's just great to hear. I'm so happy it got there on your birthday. I was worried that it wasn't going to make it on time. And then I was thinking all day about whether or not it had arrived since I hadn't heard anything from you.
Well, I have to say, I was quite surprised at what was inside when I opened it up.
You're kidding me. Did we really surprise you? And here I thought we were getting you something that you'd been wanting for a long time. By the way, don't worry about the price at all. I know it might be a bit shocking, but it's your birthday, and we just wanted to give back to you.
Oh yes, the price. That was another thing about your gift that just really shocked me.
Really? I didn't think you'd be that thrown off by our gift. We just had our wedding, so we had some extra money to use, and I wanted to make sure you knew how much you mean to me. Consider the gift a way of saying thank you for all the hard work that you've done in raising Toby and I. I know how hard your life must have been and how we probably didn't make it easier on you most days. So I just really wanted you to get that gift and know how I felt.
And so that's all the meaning behind this old moldy slice of cake that you've sent me?
Wait, what? What do you mean, moldy slice of cake?
I mean, that's why I was so surprised. Everything arrived in this great big box and I was a bit confused. But then I opened up the lovely pack and inside was a piece of moldy, stinky birthday cake. I have no idea just where you even got a cake like that. And the letter that came with it basically said something to the effect of you never wanted to talk to me ever again. That's why I was so shocked. I actually cried for the first time in I don't know how long because of what you sent me.
Wait, what? I don't understand. What do you mean? Did you really get that in the mail? You thought that we sent you that?
What are you talking about? It has your name on the return address. How could you do this to me, Max? How could you do this to your own mother on her birthday? I thought that I raised you better than this. We had such a lovely conversation the other day, and this is how you show your gratitude? I just don't even know what to say.
Wait, no, there has to be some kind of mistake here. This isn't right.
What mistake could there be? You've made what you want to say to me very clear with your gift and letter. What else did I miss?
I mean that I didn't send you a rotten piece of cake or write that letter. Something is going on here. I would never in a million years send you something like that. I did send you a dessert, but it was a fresh piece of cake from a nice bakery. And the other gift we sent you was a really pretty watch that we shelled out a lot for. I remember that you're always talking about losing track of time and that the strap on your old watch was falling apart. So I wanted to give you a new one that looks really nice.
Well, I didn't get any kind of watch or cake. I just got all this. What is going on here?
I have no idea, but I promise to you that I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Unless I think I might know.
Hey, Laura, are you there? I really need to ask you something about the gift that you and Max sent me the other day. Did you by chance happen to send me a really old piece of cake? I mean, like, rotten and moldy old.
Oh no, did my little secret finally slip out? I was wondering when you were going to find out, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew how Max and I really felt about you, so I made some changes to your gift.
What is the matter with you? Is this supposed to be some kind of sick prank or something like that?
I just wanted to let you know how sick we are of you always interfering in our lives, Mary.
You mean that you really did this on purpose?
Of course I did. You think a mistake like that would ever really happen? Of course I sent you all of that on purpose.
I don't know what to say to that. Here I was just trying to confirm with you about what happened, but I had no idea that you disliked me so much.
Of course I dislike you. I hate you, in fact. Just why do you think you'd be worthy of getting such an expensive present, huh? I was so shocked and disgusted when Max told me what he was getting for you. I can't believe he spent so much money.
You know, I had no idea at all what it was that he was going to send me in the first place. And when I told Max just what had come in the mail, he was shocked to hear what I had told him as well. Even after we were on the same page, he was sure that there was some kind of mistake that had happened.
Well, there was no mistake about it at all. I just plain hate you, and that's why I sent you what I did. So I hope you enjoyed your birthday cake. And I hope you got the message. He and I want nothing to do with you ever again as long as we live. Do you understand?
So then you admit you were the one that switched out my real birthday gift with an old moldy piece of birthday cake? How could you do that to someone, even if you do dislike them? And I know for a fact that my son knew nothing about this at all, so the only one who has a problem with me is you. Isn't that right?
It's true. Max had no idea about any of this, but even he went way too far buying you such an expensive gift. What was he thinking with that? A watch like that would look way too fancy on a poor little nobody like you. So I took the watch that he gave you, and I sold it online to make myself back some of our money that Max wasted on you.
You have got to be kidding me. You mean that you took the present that Max bought for me and you just turned around and sold it? I'm afraid that you are not the person that I thought you were at all. I had no idea you were capable of doing such horrible things.
Aw, are you mad because you'll have to keep using your crappy little watch? You think I care at all about how you feel? Get real. I don't care how upset you are now that you know just how much I really hate you. I never want you to bother Max and I ever again, as long as you live. Do you understand me? And I never want Max to waste another cent on a no-good lost cause like you.
I have no idea what you're talking about at all. Why is it any concern of yours if Max chooses to use his own money to buy me something nice?
It matters because we're married now, and that means that his money is also mine. And I'm not going to see my money wasted on a parasite like you. I also want you to know that when you're all old and gray, Max and I aren't going to do anything to take care of you. You'll be on your own forever.
So you're telling me that you just want me to disappear from my own son's life? Do you really think that it's even that simple? I mean, I'm his mother, for crying out loud. You think I can just up and disappear without a trace? Get real.
Well, it's exactly what I expect you to do. If you have any complaints about it, you can save it. One of the whole reasons why I married Max in the first place was because I could tell that he was going to be making a ton of money in the future. But now that I'm married to him, I realize that he has you sucking up all of his money the moment he even makes any. You're nothing but a vampire.
You really think that I need my son's money to survive? You have no idea what you're talking about at all. But I have had just about enough of all this rudeness from you. Just where do you get off talking to your mother-in-law like this?
You think I care at all what some single mother has to say to me? You're a nobody. If you were somebody, then you wouldn't have been left all alone to raise 2 children on your own. It's already clear that you're not somebody worth having around and never will be. The next chance I get, I'm going to erase your number from Max's phone. So don't go telling him anything about this conversation, or else I am going to make things so much worse for you. Do you understand me?
I have no idea why you're so set on trying to get me out of the picture anyways. I mean, just what did I even do to you to make you act this way? If you're really so concerned about the money, then I can just talk to Max and tell him to not buy me any more gifts.
You say that now, but who knows in the future when you'll really need money for all your elderly expenses. We won't give you a cent, got it? All that money is mine. Do you hear me? It's all mine.
So the only reason that you even married my son in the first place was for his money? Is that really what you're telling me right now?
Of course that's the main reason why I married him. What other reason would I have to marry Max, huh? Why else does anyone marry anyone if not for the money, huh?
I understand that may be something people consider before they get married, but that shouldn't be the main reason why you marry someone. And this is my son that we're talking about. Do you really think that you can get away with talking about him like this?
I don't care at all what you say, because I know that I can make Max do whatever I want. I've come this far in marrying him for his money, and my only mistake was forgetting that you were here. So why don't you just take the message that I sent you and leave us alone forever?
You really are just terrible, you know that? How could you marry my son and then try to cut him off from the rest of his family? You have no respect for anyone, and you're one of the most selfish people that I've ever met. There is not a single thing that I can respect you for.
I already told you that I don't care at all what you think. The best thing that you can do right now, if you want to save yourself a world of pain, is just disappear forever. Then I can finally rest easy knowing that the person using up all my precious money will finally be out of my life. I want to be a housewife, but I don't want to be a nurse, and I will never, ever take care of my mother-in-law in the future.
And just who even asked you to do something like that for me in the first place?
Nobody yet, but I'm not stupid. I know that housewives get asked to take care of their mothers-in-law all the time when she gets old. This is all part of my plan to set up my perfect life now so that I don't have to worry about how to deal with you in the future. If I can get rid of you now, then we won't have to think about you down the road.
Laura, I am only 50 years old, and it's going to be a long, long time before I need any kind of nursing. Do you realize that? Besides, I do have Max's brother and other family that I can call on if it's really such an upsetting concept for you.
Wait, what? You mean you're fine just asking your family for help instead of me? Well, I guess I just never thought of that.
But now I see that you were only ever marrying my son for his money. You've really left me with no other choice but to go to him and tell him all about what you've told me.
Wait, what? No, you can't do that. You can't just share this private conversation with him.
Actually, I can, and I've already taken screenshots of you saying that you could control him however you saw fit. So I am sure that you will be hearing from him soon, asking to talk to you.
Hold on, no, wait, this is all just a joke. The cake was just a funny prank, I swear.
Just who are you trying to fool with that? And it really is such a shame, too, given that you and Max just got married. Oh well, better that this all ends now before it went any further, if you ask me. In the end, I talked to Max and showed him the kinds of messages that Laura was sending me. He was shocked to see such words being sent from his own wife. When he tried talking to Laura about it, she tried making up some lie to tell him, but he could see right through her. They got into a big fight, and finally Max demanded that they get a divorce. In the alimony talks, Max made sure that Laura would have to pay for the watch that she sold online, and he used the money to buy me a second watch.